Well, Twitter has a new partner. Trading and investing platform eToro announced today that it's teaming up with Twitter. The partnership will allow users to see live charts when searching Twitter cash tags and have the option to click through and invest. Joining us now is Lule de Misset, eToro US CEO. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lule. So this is an interesting partnership. We got a bit of a hint when we saw that Twitter bird switch to the Doge dog there for a minute. But talk about this partnership and what it really does in terms of the growth for eToro, what eToro gets out of this.
Yeah, first of all, I think, it's our ethos that social investing is a bedrock of the future and has been so in these last 10 plus years. And so we're really excited to be in a place where partnership, where, the number of searches that happen using the cash, the cash symbol is humongous. And so we think the synergies between people doing financial searches, which is north of like 400 million so far just in this year on Twitter, and being a provider that is also a social investing platform, that synergy in the eyes of the consumer, we think is going to be a strong one. So the way it works really is that customer will search with the dollar sign in front of any particular symbol that they look at, and that will land them on the Twitter sort of page that shows them a little bit about the stock, and then more they can learn on eToro that is embedded into more research on those securities. So we think that it has twofold benefits for us. One is customers end up knowing more about us and the power of social investing. Remember, eToro is not just about where you do your trading, but also where you learn about investing. So that's one, where our user base now already is 30 million globally, and we think that that will help us grow even more. But the second is for people to then do the try investing side of the eToro equation, which is you can practice investing with using no money, or you can actually put money in an account and do it. So we think that that synergy creates more engagement and education around investing.
Nice to see you. FinTwit, as they call it, financial Twitter, really has had a dramatic rise of late. What is it about Twitter's model that allows for financial news to spread so effectively and so fast?
I think a fewfold. One is the simplicity and the ease of sort of like how short the messaging is, right? We live in an era where people can't read 5-page white papers about a particular stock, right? So just the mode of sort of communication, I think, makes it much more so. And then the other is really the population that sits in Twitter, right? So a lot of Twitter's users are either consumers of news or consumer of financial news. So when you have a marriage of a platform that makes consumption easy and quick, with a marriage of the personas that are the right for it, it becomes a perfect synergy.
Now, for people who are wondering where eToro is available in the US, it's not available in New York, Nevada, Hawaii, and Minnesota, and also some US territories, including US Virgin Islands. But how could this move with Twitter perhaps affect regulatory approval and any moves to enter those markets?
Yeah, I don't think it's about regulatory approval because of this partnership, but I think we've demonstrated, I'm proud to actually say that eToro did win its New York license, which, as you know, is a gold standard of getting the ability to be in New York is really sort of, as they say, you can make it there, you make it anywhere. So we keep growing our state licensure, and New York was our latest win. And then in terms of how they get it, it's eToro.com. It's really simple, eToro.com. And when you do that, you essentially enter the world of social investing news ecosystem, as well as being able to practice and invest in those 45 and more growing states.
If there was one textbook example of how financial news can spread on Twitter, it was unfortunately, most notably, the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, which was called by many the first Twitter-fueled bank run. What did you learn from that? And how do you protect investors?
Yeah, that's kind of why we actually started a social investing platform. We wanted to be able to have a social investing ecosystem that also had to be regulatory compliant, right? So when you come into our ecosystem and you're researching a particular security, you're going to have the what I call sort of like the unintended consequence or the moral hazards managed much better in our universe. So I think that what Twitter does is it gives us a larger town hall, if you will, to be able to engage and share ideas. But once you get into our doors, there's that sort of like belts and suspenders that we put on to make sure that the customer understands what they're doing.
And we know the SEC obviously still has a lot of scrutiny, which has affected some companies from going public, including eToro, as they really want to see more reviews here, a slower pace here. How is any of this perhaps changing the timeline for going public? I know eToro still plans to.
Yeah, I mean, I think for now we are focusing on our customers and our organic growth, which we're seeing globally. And one day that roadmap will lead to other options. But, as I said, we have 30 million users. 3 million, close to 3 million account holders. There's a lot of business that eToro does, whether it's public or not public, but obviously that's also something we'd like to have in our roadmap.
Twitter, of course, down from 8,000 employees to around 1,500. They've had 6 major outages this year alone. Some erratic behavior from Elon Musk. You must have some concerns about dealing with Elon on the up and down fire hose of news that comes out of that platform, most notably the squabble between Twitter and NPR.
Yeah, to me, at the end of the day, I know it's a tempting thing in our society to just follow the red hot sort of noise that's coming out of it. At the end of the day, in my opinion, Twitter is a very solid platform in which really interesting dialogue and networking of communities happen, and that hasn't changed for us. With regards to the other elements of it, we see it as sort of the growing pains of as I said, a global marketplace of different perspectives and voices battling it out, which is a good thing.
All right, Lule Demisay, really enjoyed the conversation. Thanks so much.